What's happening, guys? Paladin here, and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to show you some combos to play around Ash Blossom in this deck. As you know, Ash Blossom hurts the deck a lot. People know where to throw it, on your Branded Fusion. At the same time, I will show you what a new card can do for this deck. It's a Nadir Servant that is very, very popular right now in the OCG. Before I start with the combos, I'd really like to thank the guys that really participate in our subscriptions. Thanks a ton. It helps the channel a lot, especially in terms of, getting new equipment and stuff, so I can provide you with the best content possible. So thank you, guys. Now let's go straight to the video, straight to the combos. The first one requires 2 cards. All of the combos will have another servant. They are different combos that in all of them, the scenario is that, your Branded Fusion gets asked, gets negated. Okay, so let's get started. We normal summon Oliver. We add Branded Fusion. So let's say that, activate it and it gets asked. So let's leave it face down. We will not play it at all. Alright, so we have only one Albert on board. Our Branded Fusion got asked. Let's go now and activate another servant. We will dump Lulu and we will add in hand Fallen of Albas. And we will go straight to the end phase. Lulu will now give us a Cartesian board, and you know what a Cartesian board and the Fallen of Albas means. We will use her effect to go for Albion, and now with Albion's effect we will go for Mirror Jade with the Lulu we have in the graveyard and Fallen of Albas. So regardless if we got Ash Blossomed or not, we still have Mirror Jade on board, the best monster in our extra deck. So this is the first combo. It requires another servant, as I said, and either Aluber or Branded Fusion. So let's go straight to the next one. Now in the next one, we will add one more card, and you will see why in a bit. Alright, 3 cards in hand, and let's get straight to it. Same scenario, you use Aluber, you add Branded Fusion, your Branded Fusion, gets asked, so we will leave it face down, it won't be used in our combo. We will play Fusion Deployment, reveal Granignol, and summon Cartesia. We will use Cartesia's effect to go for Granignol in this. And with Granignol, we will dump in the graveyard Albion. You will see why in a little bit. After that, we will also summon another servant, play another servant, and dump Lulu again and add, Fallen of Albas. Alright, so we have one Granignol on board and one Fallen of Albas on hand. And now, we have 3 effects in the graveyard. The first one, we add the Cartesian hand. The second one, we will activate Lulu's effect to summon another Cartesia from the deck. Regarding this one, in my opinion, 2 is the correct ratio for Cartesia in this deck. First of all, because, Castera, with Diablos and stuff, banishes cards from your deck. So, in my opinion, better have 2, because this card can be a great extender. With Granignol, you can dump stuff in the graveyard that you will give you and, a follow-up. It can fuse with the Fallen of Albas from hand, as you can see here. So, in my opinion, 2 Cartesias are needed. And let's not forget that she's a level 4 tuner that can be used for your synchros post Cyberstorm Axis. Alright, and now we will use Albion's effect to set on our board Retribution. Yes, you heard that correctly. We will set Retribution, and as the same as in our previous combo, we will use Cartesia's effect to go for Albion here, and with Fallen of Albaz, we will use and go for Mirror Jade with either our Lulu or our, Albion in the graveyard. Let's say we use Albion and Fallen of Albaz to have Mirror Jade. In this scenario, you don't only have the pop, the banish effect from Mirror Jade, but you also have a Retribution, to negate a card that special summons a monster or whatever. And the Retribution wants you to return to the extra deck one face-up fusion monster, or two from your graveyard that mention Fallen of Albaz. In here, you have Albion on board. So you have one banish from Mirror Jade and one negate from Retribution. So in other words, you have two interruptions because of Nadir Servant and obviously Cartesia, regardless if your branded fusion, gets asked or not. So this is the second combo. Now let's go to the third one. The third one is a little bit more complicated, but it has a different combo line. Let's get straight to it. If I'm correct, I only need 2 cards, but let's leave one just in case. So we will use 2 cards. This combo, in my opinion, requires Rebellion. It also requires the new trap. Let's get straight to it. We will use Rebellion's effect to add, Saronir in hand. In this scenario, you can, have in mind that your branded fusion got asked and blah, blah, blah. We will now banish our Rebellion to summon Saronir. And we will play Nadir Servant, throw in the graveyard Albion, and we will add Quem. With Quem now, we will dump in the graveyard Albion, the main deck one, and we will go straight to the end phase. So the fusion Albion will activate and will give us branded Etude. You know that where this is going. We have a level 4 tuner and the Saronir on board. So now you have a Baron. And so you have a boss on board, any gate specifically, regardless if your branded fusion gets asked or not. And there's more in this. Saronir will go in the graveyard and it will dump Retribution. Don't forget that earlier we also dumped Albion Dragon. So after the turn, is finished, with Albion, we can dump in the graveyard branded fusion and get it back in hand with Retribution, or branded in red, or whatever else you want. So you basically, with one Bastial and another Servant, we have a Baron, a branded, Etude that will allow us to synchro summon. Other stuff like Dispatcher or Chaos Angel or whatever. And we also have a way to get branded fusion back in our hand. So this is pretty much it with the combos. I'm pretty sure there are more combos, but these three are the most basic ones. People in the OCG run another servant right now, because, as I said in the previous video, the deck in the OCG got slaughtered, like too many hits on it, and in my opinion, for no reason. Especially stuff like branded opening. There was no reason for them to, get hit, but whatever. In the TCG, the most of the combos that require another servant to work also need Lulu, Bastials, so it's more of a card that you can use post Cyberstorm access, in my opinion. It's a great card. Nadir Servant is a great card in this deck because, as I said, you don't need to run actual, Dogmatica monsters. You have already two targets. The first one is Quem, the second one is Fallen of Albas. So it's not really a brick. You don't really have to run bricks for it, to say it that way. People in the OCG run it right now for the same reason. Some of them do run Fleur de Lis, because Quem is a Dogmatica monster on board, so they, have an additional interruption. But in my opinion, it's not that needed. It's a brick. Like Fleur doesn't really help this deck. Sure, it's a beater, but other than that, it's not that useful. What else? I don't know if I have forgotten anything. So these are the three combos, as I told you. In the next videos, you will also see some deck profiles and replays with a deck post Cyberstorm access, because I see many comments from you guys that you want new builds and stuff. I hoped that Konami would give us a list this month, but I'm not really optimistic about that, to be honest. So let's just pretend that they won't release a list, and if they do, we will change things up. So this is pretty much it. This is how to play around as Blossom with another servant. And pretty much you saw the reason why people in the OCG tend to run this card a lot right now. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to the guys that participate in our subscription, our membership. Thanks a ton. If you have any questions or suggestions or any other combo with another servant in mind, comment down below. I'd be very happy to, hear your opinions. Stay safe, and see you next time.